Welcome to Hike Over the Hill. I'm Jedi coming to you from Appalachian Trail Preparation Headquarters, also known as my basement in the thriving metropolis of Rochester, New York. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video or any of my videos, please hit subscribe. It lets me know that people like what they're seeing, and it'll encourage me to make more videos. It'll also encourage me to put more time into my videos and not just, start and stop. Maybe do some editing when I have some time, when I'm back from the trail. And all my future trips, put some more time and effort into them. This one, I just want to talk about my water carry system and some of my thoughts about that, because this is something I struggle with. I'm constantly evolving my thought process on this. So when we started backpacking, we had heard about the smart water bottle approach, which is what this is essentially. Actually, this is a life water bottle. That I stripped the label off of. I just like a clean look. I don't like, carrying around the labeled stuff. So I peel off the labels and then I use a Goo Gone to get rid of the adhesive and clean it up real nice. So it just looks nicer. I also swap, you can see, I swap out the cap. The caps are normally just, a black cap on these water bottles. I swap them out for a tethered cap so I don't lose the cap, right? So when I drink, I don't have to worry about holding onto the cap, and putting it back on. Oops, I dropped it. And especially if you got a backpack on, you don't want to have to crouch and pick up your cap, and it just went in the dirt. And so swap them out for these tethered caps if you're smart. Two things quickly. You'll notice the bottles usually, and I've already removed. I've already removed them all. When you have a screw top, there's usually a little band of plastic left behind. Take those, get a pair of needle nose pliers or a small knife and cut through that and just pull that off. It makes it easier to get this tethered thing on. It'll still work with that little band that's left behind after you remove the cap the first time. But it's a cleaner look. It's one less thing to get junk under and dirt trapped under. So you'd probably save a gram or two even removing that little thing. These I got from lightsmith.com. I'm not affiliated with them or any other company or any products. Everything I'm talking about I bought with my own money or was given to me as a gift for my birthday or Christmas. So I have no affiliation with any companies that I mentioned or any products. So everything is just me talking about what I use and why I use it. Lightsmith.com, Litesmith. I have bought a lot of stuff from them. They have a lot of cool stuff for storage. Little containers. I have a bunch of. I have a bag of these little containers. Sorry, didn't mean to detour into talking about Lightsmith, but I'm going to just briefly because we mentioned it. These little containers. You can put pills in or little creams if you need a little ointment or something on the trail, and also little squirt bottles, all kinds of different sizes. You can customize them sometimes with color bands around their necks. So if you have a need there's a little squirt bottle with a little yellow ring around the neck, and I have another one there with a blue ring around the neck. I'll use these for things like stingies. That Sting Ease, E-E-Z-E, which is, if you get a mosquito bite, you put a drop of that on and it helps the itching stop. I'll use it for soap. Here's a little tiny guy, little screw top, a little squirt bottle. It's kind of like eye drops, right? Which you could decant eye drops into here. I probably wouldn't. I'll probably just take my actual allergy eye drop bottle with me. But it's kind of cool. You can soap, liquid camp soap in one of these bottles. I bought one of every size because I wasn't sure what size would be best for certain things. Another thing I did, one of these little tiny ones I just showed you, I put isopropyl alcohol into it, and I label it well, with a little label I made for my label maker with a skull and crossbones on it to indicate it's isopropyl alcohol. It's dangerous. But that has multiple uses. You can obviously sterilize a cut or an abrasion, any insect bite, what have you, and you can use it to help start a fire. You can put a few drops in a cotton ball or some paper or some forest duff, and that'll get your fire going real quick. Trust me, isopropyl alcohol. So just a little tiny thing of that with what is that, a quarter ounce, half an ounce, whatever. So that's an idea for me to you. So Lightsmith for these caps, they come in different colors. I got orange because my backpack's orange, and I get green for my wife because her backpack's green, so we can tell our bottles apart easily that way. So these liter bottles are great. They fit in your side pack or your backpack. Holds a full liter of water, obviously. Half liter size. This is, as I said, I wrestle with this. I'm actually not going to bring the liter size with me, and I'll talk about what I'm going to do. These I'll have at the standby. My wife will be able to throw one into my resupply box if I tell her, hey, I need a liter bottle. But I'm going to start out with a half liter bottle because it fits better in. I have a water bottle pouch in on my shoulder strap on my backpack. So I mean, these will fit, but most of it will be sticking out, and I don't want to bottle in my face. When I'm hiking, something right here every time I turn my head. Ugh, it's mugging me. So this will sit like this very nicely, and I put on the flip top cap, so I don't need to unscrew something. I can take it out, have a sip, put it back in. I will keep this here. I'm going to take a sip right now because I've been talking so much. I've shot like 4 videos today. I'm just trying to crank through a few videos while I have my little table clear and I have some time. And my wife's not home, so I don't have to worry about her making noise. So yeah, the flip top cap is very convenient. Obviously, I think eventually they'll probably fall off. This will fall off, and I'll have to get another cap. I'll bring an extra cap with me just so I have a backup. But the idea is I just want enough water that's right at hand, very easy to access, to keep my mouth moistened. As you just saw, I just took a sip because my mouth gets dry. I won't be talking on the trail, so it won't get as dry, but I want to have a little bit of water. I can sip along the way on the trail. I don't need a gigantic one. These are hard to reach. On my backpack, I have the Z-Packs Arcall Zip backpack. I'll be damned if I can get this out on my own. I haven't figured out a way to contort myself to get one of these bottles out of my backpack. So usually my wife and I will have to get each other's bottles out. We'll say, you want a water break? Sure. And we'll stop, and she'll turn around, and I'll pull her bottle out, and I'll turn around, she'll pull my water bottle out. We hand each other our water bottles, we drink, and then we do the reverse. It's like the hokey pokey on the trail. So this way, I've got a little bit of water, just enough to keep my mouth moistened and keep me from feeling parched. Then I need extra water, right? You don't want to go down the trail with just a half a liter of water. Even if you know you've got a good water source coming up, it's just not smart. I mean, unless literally you just pass someone coming the other way and they said, oh yeah, just a mile and a half up the trail, there's an amazing water source, gushing water, it's cold, it's clean, it's crisp. Okay, fine. But most of the time, you're going to want to make sure you have at least 1 to 2 liters of water, I would say, depending on the time of year, how hot it is, how tough the terrain is, how far it is to your next water stop, and so on. So the thing I wrestle with is, what else do I bring? I like to bring the collapsible bottles, at least one. This is the platypus, obviously. It says platypus. That's how you know it's platypus. This, I have not swapped out the cap for a tethered cap, but I probably will if I bring this with me. 1 liter bottle. It's a little bit translucent, so you can kind of see. I mean, it's blue tinted, but you can kind of see in there what's going on a little bit. I also have the Sawyer. This comes with their filters. At least it comes with a squeeze filter. I think it comes with the minis also. Don't like this as much. It's not translucent. You can't see what's going on in there. Is there mold growing in there? Is there critters swimming around? Who knows? Can't tell. Again, if I were to bring one of these, I would use a tethered cap on it so I don't lose the screw top. But this is only like in the event, like an emergency. I tell my wife, oh my God, my platypus split the seam. You got to send me my Sawyer. So this is not going, but it will be waiting in the wings just as a backup. So the 1 liter platypus, and then I thought, God, is that really going to be adequate? 1.5 liters of water for my carry. Now that's not counting my 3 liter, which I shot another episode. If you want to see that, and now I can't put my hands on it. Of course, I just put it away because I just shot the episode. Here it is. It's inside my water bag. That's my CNOC water bladder, collapsible water bladder. That's for my retrieving water from the water source. It's got the big wide mouth you can scoop out of the pond or a stream or put it under the spigot at the spring. So that's my big water carry. I will not use that to carry water while I'm hiking, except under dire circumstances where even 1.5 liters of water is not enough. I've got a long haul to the next water source, or the water source is far away from camp. I want to carry as much water as I can, from the water source to my camp. Then I'll carry it in the bladder, but that's like a last resort. So I wrestled with, is 1.5 liters enough to carry? And I second guessed myself, and so I thought I'm gonna get a bigger carry. This is the Evernew 1.5 liter water bottle. So I've got it all here. I got a 0.5 liter, I got a 1 liter, I got a 1.5 liter, I got a 3 liter. Okay, the only thing I don't have is a 2 liter. I don't need a 2 liter. But this is nice because it comes with the tethered cap, right? And it's colored so it's easier to see. It comes with this little guy, this little shock cord, and that is not for hanging it from a tree. That is for rolling it up. You roll up when you're not using it. You roll that sucker up, and then this can go around the thing and back over the cap, and then you've got a nice little bundle here. Keep it stored in your pack without it unraveling everywhere. So I'm leaning toward bringing this and this on the trail. This even full, and I don't have to fill it up. I can fill it halfway. I just kind of judge how much water I'm going to need between points. This will fit in the side pocket of my backpack, as will this, of course. This is fairly large, but I measured it, and this will fit. It's got the gusseted bottom. So the bottom is gusseted, so when it's full, it will stand up. It will stand on its own. Same with this one. This one also has a gusseted bottom, so this will stand up on its own when it's full. But I think I'm going to go with this to start. It's clear. I can see what's going on inside. If anything looks like it needs cleaning, I'll know. It's Evernew, Japanese company, I believe, and they make great stuff. In fact, they are Japanese. There's Japanese writing on here now that I'm looking at it. Platypus will be a backup that I might carry this. I might have this in my bounce box. Carry this with me and have this in my bounce box, or I'll just have my wife mail it to me if I say, the Evernew is overkill, it's bigger than I need, or it's not working out for one reason or another. I'll have her send me the platypus. But that's my plan right now, is to take the 0.5 liter on my shoulder strap, this sucker with as much water as I think I need to get to the next point and beyond, and I'll fill it up, however much I feel I need. So that's my plan. The only other thing I'll mention, and here, let me grab it. This is going to be really silly sounding, okay? But what I found was when we did our first backpacking trip on Catalina Island, the Trans-Catalina Trail off the coast of California, we had these. We each had 2 of these, right? You got one in both of your side pockets, or you can even fit both in your side pocket. Now, Catalina Island, hot. You needed to carry water, although there were water sources. Pretty much every camp had a water source. You had to stay in a camp. You can't a stealth camp or backcountry camp on Catalina. You have to stay in a designated campsite, and you have to reserve your spot. But I knew that it was going to be hot, and we might not have a water source between one camp and the next camp. I didn't want to take that chance, so we wanted to carry a good 2 liters of water with us, and boy, did that come in handy, let me tell you. But one thing I found was when these are in your backpack and your side pocket, most of it's sticking out, right? So what I did was, I actually have, let me see if I did this with duct tape in the field. I put this around now. Originally, I put this around to signify that this was my flavored water bottle. So this was my signal to myself, hey, only use flavorings in this one and not in this one, because this doesn't have the tape. So this is just always plain water. This is for flavored water. If I'm going to add electrolytes, or I use those energy packets, those little pouches, pour that in there, and then I got an energy drink in the morning. But what I also found was that, oddly enough, this helped the water stay a little bit cooler because it was blocking the sun. So I thought, you know what? If I'm going to have a water bottle that's exposed to the sun, I got this silver metallic type of tape. Wrap that around the top, couple layers, the top half or so. Anything that's going to be sticking out and potentially exposed to the sun, just reflect that light back so it doesn't cook your drink. And before I forget, the last thing I'll mention is here's the other reason why I want a flexible bottle. So I'm going to have, not this one, but I'm going to have a stiff bottle, right? And I'm going to have a flexible bottle. This will always only ever be water. I will not put electrolytes or any flavorings of any kind in this bottle. Okay, why? Because I don't want it to smell like food. I don't want it to smell sweet. That way I can keep it in my tent with me. I can have some water, so if I get thirsty in the night or in the morning, I can start slugging down water and start rehydrating before I even get to my bear bag. The advantage of having a flexible bottle with you, whether it's this or any other one, I will use this for electrolytes or for my flavorings or my energy drink. And the advantage is, because it's flexible, that'll slip right into my bear bag. This takes up almost no room. You know, it's thin as, you know, a sheet of paper almost. I can roll it up. I can store it in any which way inside my bear canister or bear bag, my Ursack. Slip that in. Takes up almost no room. Very easy. This would take up room. This would take up a lot of room, right? That's a lot of dead space to take up inside a bear bag. So that's why I don't want to bring a big, sturdy, rigid bottle for my electrolytes or anything flavored, anything that smells sweet or fruity. Okay, so that's my tip to you. Take a stiff bottle, a sturdy bottle, rigid bottle, however you want to call this, for your water, your plain water, and use a flexible one of these. Whether it's a half liter, they make these in half liters, 1 liters. This is the 1.5. They make it 2 liters. Whatever size you think is appropriate, but you can use that for your electrolytes, your flavored waters, anything. If you use Mio or even Starbucks Via, put that in there and shake it up. And then you can store it in your bear container, your canister, your bear bag, whatever you're using, very easily. And not have to take up a lot of space with one of these instead. So that's my tip to you. That's my plan for my water carries on the Appalachian Trail and all my future water carries, frankly, for that matter. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, if you want to see more, please subscribe. That lets me know that you like what you're seeing, and it'll inspire me to put more time into these videos and start making them a little more professional and editing them and whatnot. So, all right, hope to see you out there on the trail, guys, and take care. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.